Hello, this is a tutorial on another one of these video mashup tools that can be used for a flipped classroom environment, a blended learning environment. It can be used as a formative assessment tool, and it works out really great as one of your BYOD ideas. It's called Zaption, and you can get access to it at zaption.com. And it's a free app, a web-based app, and the playback can be done on any type of device. It can be done on laptops, tablets, smartphones, that type of a thing. So basically, it's a way to find videos, either videos that you create or videos that you can find at a lot of the popular video sites like YouTube and TED and National Geographic and a lot of these other things, PBS, where you can grab a video and then you can do some editing to the video. You can clip it so you don't have to use the entire video. You can customize it in any way, add various things like captions, you can add text, you can add images, and the other nice thing is that you can add formative assessment pieces along the way so that the video becomes a lesson that's more than just a student watching the lesson. There actually is interaction, and then you can get the data from how long do they spend on each particular slide, how did they score on the various pieces of assessment. So you can build quizzes right in there. So let's get started here. Getting started, you have the ability to log in with a number of different types of accounts. You can sign in with Facebook, with your Google+, if you have an Edmodo account, so forth, or you could just go in and create the your own username and password just with using an email, which is what I did. So I'm going to go ahead here and log in. And so this is your splash page of Zaption. And again, Zaption.com is how you get here. Again, it's free, but there are a pro type of software platform with Zaption that allows you to get access to a couple of other bells and whistles. If this is something that you use a lot, you can investigate the paid fee to determine whether or not, a lot of times these things are not a lot of money, and if you use it a lot, you can find it very valuable to spend 10, 15, 20 bucks a year to get access to some different tools. But I have found that there's enough with what's free that it's worth looking at. So here's our screen. Each individual lesson that you're going to create is called a tour. So we can see these are all the tours that I have listed here, and you can tell there's the difference between a published tour and a draft tour. So a draft simply means that you've started working on this, but you haven't published it. In other words, it's not ready for viewing yet, but it is sitting there in your account, which is why you want to have an account so that you can be working on things along the way. You can have things finished that you would like to deploy at some later date. So again, published is something that I have ready to go. I've already finished it. It is published. I can go back in and edit it if I like, but it's, at least at this point, it's ready to go. So I can have some that are shared with me. I have some created by me, and then this is all, which is where I'm at now. I can actually go out and search to see if there are tours created by other instructors on a particular topic and actually grab those tours and either use it as it is or bring it into a tour that I create and do some editing there and maybe mash or clip them together. So at this point, we're going to start a new tour. And so the first thing that I'm going to need to do is to grab a video. Again, this is a video mashup tool. So I can browse videos that I already have on my machine, or I can actually go search for videos, which is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to type in my subject and hit search. Now once this opens up, it may default to a particular video. This happens to be one that I knew about, so I was there, but there's some other videos here that are close by topic. This allows me to select a particular area. This particular video was in YouTube. If I wanted to look in someplace else like PBS, National Geographic, I have those options. I can also go all the way over here to the right and hit this drop down arrow under more, and there's TED, Discovery, NASA, Edutopia. So I do have choices. But let's assume that this is the video here that I'm looking for, 2 minutes and 26 seconds. I do have the ability to play this if I'm not real familiar with the video and I do want to view it or preview it ahead of time and make sure it's appropriate for my particular purposes. So let's assume that's what it is. All I need to do is add this video to the tour, and you can see that the video is now here. So let's take a look at the toolbar here below. This is my playhead, and I have the ability to scrub or move this playhead throughout the entire presentation as I'm doing my work. 226 is the amount of this tour, the amount of time. And then here's my play. We have fast forward or moving to the end, and then moving rewind or moving to the beginning. So there's video settings that I'll get to in a second. Obviously, trash can, I think we can all figure that out. Trim allows me to get some drag handles here, and I can actually shorten this video. This video is 2 minutes and 26 seconds. It's probably going to be appropriate for what I need to do, but every now and then you'll run into a video that's a lot longer. And if you're doing a blended or a flipped classroom situation, 10 minutes, 15 minutes at the max is probably all you want to do with a video. You don't really want somebody watching an hour video all at one time. So you do have the ability to trim it if that's something that you want to do, and all you would do is just drag these handles and move them, and you can shorten from either side and clip out, if you will, or trim up a video that's exactly what you need it to be. I'm not going to do that at this particular point, so I'm just going to hit cancel. So here's my playhead. So I can go ahead and hit play, and the video is going to start. Now it's muted for you here, so you're not hearing the sound because we don't need that. But Steve Jobs is talking here. So I'm just going to hit pause. Now I want to show you a couple of other areas here. Video settings, again, we're going to get to. But this is the video, and it's kind of highlighted here. This is the video that we're currently working on. I can actually add other video clips. I can add a whole bunch of them if it's something that I want to do. Maybe I want to take 2 minutes and 26 seconds. Maybe there's another video clip of somebody else talking about managing people that I want to place right here. All I'd have to do is add video and then go into my search mode like I did earlier and either search the sources or grab a video that I already have on my computer itself, and I can bring it in here. Other things that I can do, if we go up to this toolbar, there's a number of things we can do, some we can't. These are all items that we can add to this particular video. And this first one is a text slide. So we can create a slide. Maybe it's going to be, a cover sheet. I can move this back to the beginning here, and I can go and hit the text slide, and I can actually drop it here or drop it here. I'm going to drop it off to the side. You do have the ability to move it. Click here to edit the slide. This allows me to Steve Jobs on management. Now, I can click off of it. Now, you do know when I was in here, I can underline and italicize. I have a little bit of text editing features. I can do a size. I can do justification, center, right, left, so forth. I can have bulleted lists. There's some minor types of deals. I can even turn this into a hyperlink if I'd like to, so that somebody who has this pop up on the screen can actually click on it and head out to another site. So I'm going to get out of here. Element settings. This allows me to adjust what I've just done here. I can have this position for this title slide be on the window, on the video window to the left, or on the sidebar to the right. I'm just going to move it over here to the left. It's going to continue on playing the video, pause video on the start. So when it gets to this thing, it could pause if that's what I want. And that might be something that's appropriate when we get to something like a question. You might not want a question to be on the slide for only 3 seconds. So you may want to pause the video when it gets to this particular tool. So at this point, continue playing at start. I'm going to lower this to 2 seconds, semi-transparent, black. All this means is that I'll have a black background with the words right on it, or you'll be able to see for those 2 seconds slight view of what is behind that. That's where I'm going to keep it. So I'm going to hit done. So you can see that it's added this little box here. It allows me at any time to go back in and edit this. This is the text slide icon that I've created. And again, it's going to be 2 seconds. So we go ahead and play. You'll see that Steve Jobs on management stays here, and now it has disappeared and we're doing our thing. We're actually into the video. So other things that we can add is we can add an image slide. I could actually go in and I could grab a picture. I could either go search for it. I could browse something that I have on my computer already found. I'll just grab one for right now. And it's going to pop this image in. It's a word cloud. I can, as you can see, I can click and drag it. I have the ability to make this thing a little bit larger if that's what I want. I can also go back into the element settings, and I can move this to the window on the left, which we did earlier. And I can also pause the duration of how long it's going to stay there. Let's assume I'm good. I don't need to do anything else. There is also a drawing. I could actually add an illustration if I'd like. And then there's the quiz capabilities. Now, all the quiz capabilities are not open to us. You'll see that some of these are grayed out, and notice it says that that's a pro feature required. So I don't have the ability to do that or these things down on the end. But you do have an opened response, you do have a multiple choice response, and you do have a checkbox response. So I'm gonna play this video again. Okay, so let's assume I'm stopping right there, and this is the spot that I want to add my open-end response. So I'm going to click this, and I'm going to drag this over here, and I'm going to click in here to add my question. Describe the best team you have ever been on. And then here you can see that they have a dialog box, and they'll hit submit when they're done. Now I can bold this, italicize, whatever. I have some options there. I just click out of it. The settings, I want to pause this video on start, and I'll want to keep it on the sidebar on the right. I don't want it going over the top of Steve's face, so I'm fine. So I have that one. And again, you can see that the icon for open response has been placed in that spot. Okay, so let's say that's good enough. I decide that there's another one. Let's go with the multiple choice. I decide this is a good place for a multiple choice. Okay. Have you ever been a leader of a team? And I'm just creating an easy one here. Obviously, you probably want something with a little bit more critical thinking. And maybe I'm going to add another choice here. Shared leadership with another. So again, I have my choices there. I have the ability to have this, again, pause video on the start, so which means that when it gets to this particular question, it's going to pause and let the student answer it, which is what we want. And on the sidebar, the right again is fine. So let's assume that I have this together. I could do whatever I want. Again, I can add additional videos, and I can put multiple video clips together and really put this out as a mashup. Notice that it auto saves as I'm doing things. I don't have a title yet, so some other things that it's going to require me to do at some point. But I'm going to go in and take a look at some settings that I have here. So I have tour settings. I'm going to click on that. This allows me to give it a text title. So I'm going to say Steve Jobs managing people, and I'm going to say done. Okay. The other thing I'm going to do is, let's see, is there anything else in there? Nope, nothing else in there that I needed to do. So then I'm going to go here to tour permissions. And this allows me to determine if I want to have this shared with somebody. I got the link right here, so I could put this in Blackboard. If this was something that I was going to use on a weekly basis and I had these pre-made, I can actually put that in the syllabus. I can email it to people, whatever it is that I want to do. I can also add some additional editors. If there's other people that I would like to allow to work on this, I can add them to that as well. Just so you know, they do have to have a Zaption.com account. Nobody has to have a Zaption.com account to just view, but if you want to bring somebody in as an editor, you need to kind of work on that stuff as well too. Okay, so I'm going to go up in here into the video settings. Just see if there's anything that I want to do here. Subtitles, no. All right, so I'm good. I've looked at everything that I want to do. I'm now going to say publish. Now, I don't have to publish this. This is saved and will remain as a draft if I don't do anything. But if I am ready to release this, I'm then going to publish it. Oh, that's right, I didn't lock in my title there, so which I needed to do from here. Now I've locked in my title. Oh, I guess not. Oh, because I didn't type it up here. Steve Jobs on managing people. Okay, so now I have it. So if I wanted to start playing this, or if this was a link that I had sent to somebody, it gives them, here's the title, here's the author, published, the length of time, and then the person would just hit start and it would start to play. So I have the ability to edit the tour here at this particular point. Settings and permissions were things that we showed you already. Analytics is something that I want to show you. This allows me to go in and see, out of the people that I shared this with, how many people have viewed it, how many people have started it. It would give a date. How long did they spend on average? Did they complete all of the questions? How many did they skip? Did they go forward, back, so forth? So I can get some of that features. Now, the Pro feature allows you to do a little bit more on setting some various things. I can see some responses. I can see who the viewers are. But the Pro, some additional features are available in the Pro settings. Again, I don't think that's something that you have to go to. But in order to get access to some more of that information, you might be interested in doing that. And I just hit View, and I'm back. And I could share. We kind of showed you this before. I have the way to share it in a couple of different places. If I have a Google group in my Google Plus account, I can share it there. Here's the link. That's probably the best way to do it. If I'm going to put this into a website or something like this, I have the embed code here, the HTML5 code, in order to pop it into a site. So at that particular point, I have done everything I wanted to do with the tutorial. Again, it's Zaption.com. It's free. It allows you to do some video mashups to help you with a flipped classroom, blended learning, formative assessment, be creative and innovative, and it's a great BYOD idea.